5 people who became overnight millionaires. When we talk about being wealthy, what comes to our mind are people like Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett and the blood, sweat, and tears involved to make their millions. However, not every wealthy person out there has to sacrifice that much to become one. Some people are quite fortunate to become multi-millionaires overnight. You don't believe us? Well, stay tuned because we will cover stories of 5 individuals who became millionaires overnight. Join us, Money Buys Happiness, in uncovering the 5 individuals who became multi-millionaires in just 24 hours. From having 10 cents in their bank account, these people have achieved what most wealthy people have to sacrifice so much to do: to become multi-millionaires in just a day. How did it happen? What were the circumstances? Let's take a look. Number 5, Kevin Lewis. Consider this: you're in a glitzy casino, sipping your smoothie with the wind in your hair while anticipating the following day's work. You're not really paying attention to what's going on around you, but something is fascinating about $1 million artwork. Who cares? If you take a sip in your drink, walk up to the microphone, and shout out your name, you'll never win one of those things. That's precisely what it was like for Kevin Lewis in Cincinnati, Ohio in 2013. What else could possibly go wrong for him? He could dine on caviar, pay for the whole bar tab, and end his job. He was Kevin Lewis rich. Or was he? The casino reviewed his documents after discovering that he wasn't the real Kevin Lewis and discovered that he wasn't the winner. In fact, there were 2 Kevin Lewis in attendance. One named Kevin, who was the original leader of the group, and another named Kevin, who had simply joined. Both men were in their 50s and frequented the casino. They had both been residents of Cincinnati all their lives and were both engaged to be married. The casino faced a situation of mistaken identity right away. It was immediately raised as a concern. What would happen to the wrong Kevin Lewis? What do you have to cut up his check or hand it over to his more fortunate doppelganger? Luckily for both cabins, the casino did the right thing and drafted up another check for the other Kevin Lewis. 2 millionaires were made in 24 hours. Number 4, Nick Mead. We all have interests. Some people knit, birdwatch, or smoke as hobbies. People who play Call of Duty don't do anything like that. We haven't played 20 days straight or anything. Some people really love tanks. Nick Mead has made a career out of buying and selling tanks by some people's standards. They aren't the most valuable ones around, but how is it possible to turn spending time on purchasing crummy old war-torn vehicles into money? The purchase of an Iraqi tank, the Army Variant 69, began it all. Nick Mead opened the tank and discovered machine gun ammunition inside. It's great, but not really millions of dollars cool, so Nick and his buddies started taping to catch themselves finding more treasure within the tank. They expected to find a gun, extra ammo, or other weapons when they arrived, but that's not what they found. Nick Mead discovered the last thing you would expect when he reached inside the old, dusty gasoline tank. 5 solid gold bars worth $1.2 million in total. $1.2 million in gold was thought to have been hidden by Iraqi soldiers during the 1990s invasion of Kuwait. So, obtaining a new tank and $1.2 million sounds like a pretty nice afternoon to me. Number 3. Peter Wadling and Eric Lost. Take a peek at your history textbook and break out the metal detector. This next tale is one of the most unbelievable we've ever heard, and believe me, we've seen it all. We all understand how inconvenient it is to lose an item. We're sure you can relate. However, Peter Wadling is undoubtedly thanking God every day that he lost his hammer in a farm field in the 1990s. He invited his metal detecting buddy Eric over to assist him to look for it, but they didn't find a hammer right away. What they did discover was far superior and far more expensive than the hammer. They discovered the Hawk's Mehorn, a store of gold and silver from the 4th century Roman payer. The treasure was estimated to be around 7.7 pounds pure ancient gold and 52.7 pounds of pure silver. The hoard included 569 gold coins, 14,727 silver coins, 29 pieces of gold jewelry, vases, pepper pots for transporting spices, and several other historically significant things. In a single strike, Peter and Eric were given the contemporary equivalent of $3 million for their discovery. They went from looking for hammers to finding inventive uses for their $3 million windfall. Number 2. Mel Fisher. In 1622, Mel Fisher discovered the Spanish treasure ship Nuestra Señora de Atocha, which was laden with gold. It was sunk by a coming hurricane, however, and is now lost forever. Or was it? Hundreds, if not thousands of people have tried to find the vessel without success over the years. In 1975, scuba diver Mel Fisher and his family descended into the ocean depths in search of the ship after discovering it on a map. Personally, we'd rather be scuba diving with some dolphins nearby, but everyone has their own preferences. Some people like treasure hunting. Others simply want to enjoy the thrill of finding something new. After a long court battle, the group was granted ownership of the trove they had discovered. This immediately made them billionaires. The booty included 40 pounds of gold and silver, 72 pounds of emeralds, irreplaceable relics, and 114,000 Spanish coins. The treasure's worth was $430 million. Aren't these people lucky to become millionaires overnight? It's amazing how a person's life can change due to one insignificant thing that he did without knowing what lies ahead. That said, are you having fun watching this video so far? Then don't forget to like and subscribe if you wish to receive more videos like this. Speaking of individuals who became multi-millionaires overnight, we still have one more item on the list to cover. This time though, it's not just one person, it's the entire town. So let's take a look at number 1, Sodeto, Spain. Sodeto, Spain is the most notable overnight millionaire on our list. For a moment, let us explore the village of Sodeto, Spain. It's a small, rural community with gruff farmers and people who work as house cleaners. It isn't a place of luxury or extravagance. It's a mountain town of about 250 inhabitants. Sodeto is a village of billionaires comparable to Bel Air or Tribeca, only rural. It's nothing like them at all, and it's not like anything you've seen before. In 2012, the entire city of Sodeto in Spain won a lottery. The lottery is not sold by individual digits. Instead, people purchase shares in a fixed number. One unlucky person bought at least one ticket with the number 5, which was drawn out of 8 million possibilities. 8 to 6, 8, and believe it or not, that final figure's jackpot is $158 million. People surged into the streets ecstatic about their triumph. With numerous individuals purchasing more than 10 tickets, this farming community had overnight become wealthy, with several individuals becoming millionaires. Even those who purchased just one ticket earned $100,000 or more. Not bad for buying a piece of paper. Feeling a bit sorry for the one individual who didn't buy a ticket? Don't. The only person who didn't buy a ticket was a filmmaker, and he recorded the aftermath of the winnings and made money distributing them across Spain. How has a little community of millionaires been affected by this not-so-little change? Some individuals have quit their occupations, but the majority of individuals have chosen to continue living their regular lives. So there you have it, 5 individuals who became millionaires in a single day. What do you think of the circumstances that led them to become rich? Also, if you happen to become a millionaire overnight, what's the first thing that you would buy? Let us know by leaving a comment below. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one. Bye!